So today we're going to talk about the new GE75 Raider 10SF 446 US gaming laptop from MSI. I'm going to do a full review on this unit. We're going to talk about gaming, temps, sound levels, and I'm even going to show you how to upgrade this machine. So stick around if you guys are interested in this particular laptop because I will be covering all aspects of it and answering all questions.
Realistically speaking, there's not much to see here. Just some ugly looking chargers, charging cords. It'd be nice if it had like a similar theme like the laptop does. It's wrapped in this weird fabric. Probably not something you want to keep. Oh yeah. Let's peel that off. Alright, so the design, it really grows on you. Didn't really like it at first, but I think it looks alright now. In the back it says Raider. Not sure what's up with that. Kind of funny. We have a great port selection. 230 watt power plug, 2 USB 3.2 Gen 1, SD card slot. Headphone or microphone jack, USB DisplayPort, HDMI Ethernet, Kensington lock. Oh, interesting. I just noticed that there's like this actually kind of goes upward a little bit. It's kind of cool, kind of neat, I think. It's a nice little aesthetic. All right, let's open this up. Oh, looks like you can't really open it up with one hand easily. That sucks. All right, take that cloth off. Oh, interesting, these buttons. It's like a triangular start button, fan speed buttons, like a little slit. Kind of interesting. I guess it's like a polygon. It's supposed to be like gamers and their polygons. Their little 3D models and stuff. The look, it's not too bad. Like I said, it grows on you. They're really leaning on this background. Now, we do have this flashy keyboard. It's all colorful. At least the animation is nice and the keyboard works. You're not gonna have any problems. Feels decent. Some cool USB ports glowing red. Who would have thought? Although for me, I just plug the keyboard in anyway. I'm not gonna use the integrated keyboard, yeah, right. There's only a few laptops with actually good keyboards.
I like that there isn't any click here. I think that's totally fine. They removed the click. These buttons feel much better. They sound better too. Trackpad movements, it's kind of mediocre, sort of. It's also kind of hard to tell on the screen, but it does have a much higher hertz refresh rate screen, and that really makes trackpads feel a lot better. Check out that rear. So different looking. Look at it. Look at all these crazy designs. The feet even have designs on them. Oh my god! That's so funny. Wow. I was totally not expecting that. There's lots of holes here for ventilation. Quite surprised. I was not expecting it to be like this at all. It is almost starting to look pretty good. I mean, I can see that they're trying to make it look interesting. Look at how sharp that is. Oh gosh. You might put that down on something and it might even poke it. Look at that. Look how crazy it is. It's not even rubber. It's just like straight up plastic. It should have been one of these rubber pieces, but it probably wears away. So here we are. So I have used this machine on my lap, like on the bed and stuff, and it does get pretty toasty. It is nice that it's plastic on the back, which does kind of prevent you from getting burned. So it's not super duper hot on the back, but you do see that these vents here on the side do get pretty toasty. Definitely want it to have enough airflow when it's like sitting on your lap, that kind of thing. Overall, I'd say it's pretty standard. I've seen machines that cool worse. This one kind of actually gets hot in a lot of areas. It's not the worst, but it does get hot like up here, up top in the center, and then on the sides, obviously where the vents are as well. So it seems pretty standard. I mean, that's just kind of how all machines are. This GE75 Raider, this is like a mid-tier machine, so you kind of, you get slightly better cooling, but it's definitely not the best. Now the temperature does get pretty hot and the machine does get kind of loud, so take a look here. While playing Grand Theft Auto. Look at this, 10 minutes of using and I've already left smudges. At some point the whole laptop's gonna be covered in this smudge. It's just a laptop with a keyboard, mouse, and external drive. It's all hooked up. This is gonna give it much better airflow, because I kind of like having the desktop and a laptop built into one sort of. And so I like having the desktop set up at home and then mobility of the laptop. If you guys are interested in a GS66 review, yeah, stay tuned. All right, let's get into the gaming test. So all the graphical settings are maxed out. GE75 Raider MSI gaming laptop doing the Grand Theft Auto benchmark. And we are running maxed out graphics. For anything else, it does run pretty good. And it's actually holding up the FPS quite well. 2070 really runs great. Very impressed with the 2070. I think it would probably drop into the 40s with a maybe like a 2060 or like a 1650. It's a good thing I do have my desktop set up here, so definitely a lot more fun this way. I got this awesome mode enabled. I really like it. Very cool. This makes the game so much fun. It's like watching a movie. Oh! Makes the crashes look more cool. Makes everything just so much more fun. Like, I'm always just driving around changing the different modes. Like, wow, so much fun. Oh yeah, like look at this camera angle right here. You can see the gun in such great detail. Okay, so graphically what we have going on here is all the graphics are maxed out. The only thing we didn't max out is the resolution. Now keeping it 1280 by 720, it's going to allow you to take advantage of the 144 Hz screen. Wow. You can see the wireframe. That is so cool. This door is freaking OP. The one with the freaking textured window. How did they get away with that? Wait a minute, it's like got actual geometry. It's not just a texture. Huh. Oh, got him. Oh, no! Oh, I knocked him out. Oh, perfect. Exactly what I wanted to see. This is perfect. Look at this. This is exactly what I wanted to see right here. Yeah, he's got some serious hair. Look at this guy. Pretty interesting. Yeah, if you guys want to play some Counter-Strike, just go ahead and add me on Steam, send a message, and yeah, if I'm online, I might be able to hop on and play. Wow! Nobody even noticed I was shooting at him. I'm just like behind him. God, what is going on?
I remember something to say, and I know you're here to say it, so I'll get right to the point. Shut the fuck up. Nobody wants to hear it. Nobody ever wants to hear it. Nobody cares. And the fact should have thought someone might care is honestly I pulled the entire world. Here's a composite of the faces of everybody who wants you to shut the fuck up. Oh shit. Oh! I'm running up.
So normally what happens when you buy a system, it's usually not gonna have enough RAM. So I'm gonna upgrade my RAM with the Team Group RAM. Kind of an interesting name there. This is a company that I don't think it's been around, you know, as long as some of these other companies, but I got their 64 gigabyte kit. So this right here, each of these SODIMM sticks is 32 gigabytes. And I just, you know, I upgrade the machine because usually my machines will come with either 8 gigabytes of RAM, which is not enough, or they'll come with 16. 16 is good if you're just gaming, but you know, if you're doing any kind of content creation or anything, having extra RAM can be really useful, especially if you're playing games on like integrated graphics or something. All right, let's talk about how to upgrade the RAM. So what you need to do is there's these little arms right here. You see these arms? They can be pushed outward this way, right? Let me show you how that looks. That's what it looks like. And let me show you what it looks like when I push this other one. And there it goes. It pops upward diagonally from the slot, and then you just pull kind of away like that. Keep in mind when inserting the RAM, there is a notch. See that notch right there? In the center there's a notch. Well, sometimes people insert the RAM like this. I really wish they just made it so it didn't matter, you know, because you could make it reversible. That would probably be the smart thing to do, but you know, everybody's trying to save money always, so if they save money, they're probably not saving you time. That's how that works. All right. Okay, I figured it out. So what you're doing is you're setting it down as low as possible first, and then sliding it forward. And as you slide it forward, it basically positions correctly. I'm still kind of crashing into the other arms, but now I can at least push it down because I think I got it. And you just push it down like that, and then the arms actually snap into place. That's one thing that's interesting about the little arms. So I'll go ahead and do it again here. Just kind of, oh, it's not lined up, flip it. It kind of goes in diagonal like that, and you just push down. Look at the arms, make sure it's positioned. And then you also check this gold little rim right here. Make sure it looks uniform all the way around. Looks good. Uh-oh, looks like I got some oils on my hand. That is not good. That could maybe mess something up. All right, let's give this a shot. See how it works. Now I would recommend replacing this terabyte SSD. Replace them the exact same way as you replace the RAM, except you unscrew this one screw right here, unscrew that screw, and then the RAM lifts up diagonally. The slot itself, this little slot here, feels a lot like these slots. It's basically designed in a similar fashion. Let me show you how to take this off. The screw tends to be kind of small too, so watch out, don't drop it anywhere. Okay, I can see that there's some thermal pads below. Those could be very sticky and they conduct the heat, usually to a heat sink, they just kind of conduct it away. Let me show you what you can do here. You just kind of lift this up. Sometimes you can't lift it up to go diagonal and you have to just slide it out. But it depends on how it's designed. These are actually super sticky, so removing this, oh, there it goes, I got it. See how it's diagonal? And then you just pull away. Like that. Oh yes, the back has the disgusting thermal stuff. This stuff is basically like toxic waste, so watch out. Diagonally goes in. Just kind of push it, actually maybe not. It doesn't go in diagonally, what the heck? But it lifted up, so it does. There we go. Got it in there. And I'm just pushing down, making sure the screw hole lines up. Screw hole looks good. Adhering to the thermal pad. Done. And then over here, it looks like we have our WD hard drive. This is probably a terabyte, yep, terabyte. The speakers are supposedly substantially better on this machine, and I like this. I like these little designs. You know, they're not super expensive looking. I mean, they are kind of cheap, but regardless of how you look at it, it's still kind of cool that they, I mean, they could have just made it cheap crap plastic and that's it and call it good, but they put in some effort. These are kind of cool. It kind of reminds me of Star Wars a little bit. I wonder if it was inspired by that. Oh, so that's the audio company. You know, I've never been super impressed with the audio quality. I thought it was pretty average, but these ones actually do look like they're a lot larger. Like the sound actually probably will be pretty decent. Now I would recommend replacing this terabyte SSD with maybe a SATA SSD. Maybe put in like a 4 terabyte or 2 terabyte, maybe like $100 or $200, something along those lines. What will be running when you're on battery, when you're surfing the web. This doesn't even have a heat pipe. I mean, look at that. No heat pipe on that. Kind of a shame. I would have liked to see 4 slots for quad channel RAM setup, but this will do. This will definitely do. 2 slots is definitely better than having 1 slot. On some of these Acer MSIs, you sometimes only get 1 slot. That there is a screw most likely under the factory seal. And supposedly, you know, you take that off. In some products, if you take that off, then you don't even have a warranty anymore. I would think it's not like that with MSI, because, I mean, come on. If you're doing a RAM upgrade, why the heck would they penalize you? That's just so wrong, so messed up. But I will look into it and I'll let you know if that is actually true or not. If you don't, you can damage this back panel. This panel is extremely, extremely fragile. The first time I was doing it, I cracked the housing on one of the laptops and I felt really bad about it, but I'm actually surprised they don't make it easy to take this back panel off. Like, you can use your hands and stuff to kind of get under the thin little seam here, but even that's kind of hard. And like, thank goodness I have these tools, but even with these tools, it's so hard. It would be nice if they created bays, you know, a bay that you can access here, and then a bay for the RAM. But I guess bays are expensive to make, so this is kind of what we have to deal with. Okay, so I just noticed something. You can't start with this here because it's kind of tight, but what you can do is if you start on one of the corners, they've actually gave you a little area that you can access. So what I did is I shoved this in here first, and then I go across the seam like that. You want to remove it going this way, right? Because if you remove it going this way, it's going to catch that, because this is still part of the motherboard, but it's sticking out. You see how these other ones are kind of still inside? That's fine, that's safe. But this is not safe. So when you're removing the back panel, it could rip that right out, and it could actually damage the motherboard, so watch out for that. Just take your time, don't rush, that's the main thing. So this won't really help me anymore. I have to just kind of pull upward, like kind of like that, you know? I see how I'm pulling upward and it's still connected to the motherboard. It's not good. Keep going like this. See that? How it went? Now it's opening. That's the second stage I'm talking about. And you just keep going all the way around. And just remember, you still have to be gentle, because even with the tools, you do end up damaging it every time you open this. Every time you take this panel off, you do end up slightly damaging it. We're gonna try something a little bit more solid. I think this is what we need. Insert it into there. I'm gonna find an area I can kind of push in and then pry it open. But the problem with using something like this is it could potentially dent it a little bit. Even with the pick, I dented it just a little bit right there. You see in the middle? Right there, that dent? I dented that with the pick, and you have a higher chance of denting it with a metal object. So prying this backside open is kind of difficult. Yeah, I'm really excited about the RTX 30 series. I mean, it performs really well. I noticed that it does feel pretty smooth. It feels almost as smooth as a 2070, but I guess this is, you know, obviously 3060, and it's definitely not supposed to be better than the 2070. 2070 performs, I think, about as good. I did notice a huge difference with the 240 hertz display. So with the GE75 Raider, you're only getting, I believe, 144 hertz which is definitely pretty smooth. I didn't think I would notice a huge difference between these two, but there is definitely a big difference. And yeah, definitely check out my other videos if you are interested in this type of content. The screen collides with the ground. It's so weird. It's so weird. So if I start moving this, it goes because it's got little feet that are hanging off, so I'm not using the feet. But yes, next up we've got the Asus ROG Zephyrus. This is I don't know. There's some lag while gaming, which kind of sucks, but we'll get into that in the review. I am conducting experiments to see if you guys like this type of content more. So loyal subscribers, if you like this content, if you like the shorter, faster paced content, please let me know in the comment section below. And to new viewers and returning subscribers, definitely check out the Alienware Area 51M R1 and the R2. The R1 does have a better keyboard, which I really like, and I'll leave a card up top here below, so definitely take a look. Thanks for watching, guys, and again, if you're new here, subscribe, and I will be seeing you in the next video. Cheers!